What's up, friends? Adam Corson, and next to me I have the Long Pod by the Pod Company. Now, if you've been following along, you know that I've recently reviewed the Sauna Pod, which I was super impressed with, so I'm really excited to go hands-on with the Long Pod today and see if it stacks up just as well as the Sauna did. Let's get into it. When it comes to assembly, it only took me about 10 minutes to get it fully set up. Most of the pod actually comes pre-assembled, which saved a ton of time. The toughest part was sliding the poles through, which they do give a little tip card that says if you add soapy water to the poles that they'll slide in easier, but I didn't think that it was so difficult that I needed to do that. Now that it's all put together, let's talk initial impressions. First thing I'm gonna look at is sturdiness. So I'm pushing down really hard here, and there's no way that this thing is collapsing. Even getting in and out, this thing is super sturdy. Now, as I fill it up with water, it'll take away some of this sway because it won't have that ability to do that. But this thing's definitely not collapsing. This thing is made really well. It's a testament to the steel frame versus a PVC or a plastic frame. So that was a nice touch. And I'm really impressed with how sturdy this thing actually is. When it comes to comfortability, it's huge in here. I mean, sitting like this, I probably still have a foot to a foot and a half from where my feet end to where the end of the tub is. So it can definitely fit people. I know it's rated for people up to 6'9". I'm about 5'9". There's probably about a foot left. So even if you were 6'9", I would think that you'd be able to sit like this and have your feet all the way to the end without having to bend your knees, which is really nice because this is a pretty comfortable position. You never really want to be like scrunched up. It's nice to be able to spread out, especially if you like to dunk and go underwater. And then when it comes to this ring here, this is a nice touch too, especially for your neck. When your neck's on this, it's kind of like a little pillow. You can get your arms on this. Overall, this is a comfortable tub. It's a big tub, and it's super sturdy, so let's get it filled up with water and keep on testing it. Now that it's all filled up, let's talk usage. The Long Pod has 126 gallon capacity and fits people up to 6'9", 400 pounds, which definitely makes it one of the most spacious inflatable cold plunges out there. Inside the tub, it's right around 60 inches in length, 24 inches in width, and just about 2 feet from the floor to the very top of the ring. It's built with a 3-layer structure. The inner layer is made from a military-grade PVC lining, which is completely leak-proof. The middle layer is the insulating layer. This uses a military-grade Pearl-Tech insulation, and this is what's going to help keep your water colder for longer. And then the outer layer is a high-strength UV-resistant nylon. Now this layer is important if you want to keep your cold plunge outside so that it doesn't get super faded or beat up by the elements. Now I don't have a chiller set up on this tub currently, but the Long Pod comes with connections on the side, making it very easy to add a chiller, and the Pod Company also sells their own chiller option that hooks right up so you don't have to worry about ice and you can keep your water colder consistently. Quick pro tip when filling up the tub, make sure the connections are closed. I know this sounds like common sense, but I made the mistake of dropping the hose in. I left the room while filling it up and I didn't check the connections before. And when I came out, of course they were open. There was a bunch of water on my floor. Luckily I'm in the garage, so it doesn't matter. But if you were to fill this up in your house or somewhere that you don't really want to get wet, just make sure you check those connections so that you don't make the mistake that I made. If you aren't quite ready to commit to a chiller yet, I did get some accessories sent out as well. And one of the accessories that I thought were really cool were these reusable ice bricks right here. So with these, all you do is fill them up with water, and as long as you have the extra freezer space, you put these in, and instead of going to the store to get bags of ice, you can just swap these out instead. I also got this little torture device right here, which is a submersible jet. This does exactly what you think it would. It moves the water around and creates a current. Now, sitting in cold water is tough, but once you get water blasting onto you and moving around in that tub, it makes it 10 times harder. If you haven't tried one of these before, I'd encourage you to try it. This thing will blow your mind. Finally, I got the insulated lid, which sits right on top of the water to help keep it cold, and the thermometer so I know exactly what temperature I'm at. I will note that the lids are mostly intended to keep water cold and dirt, debris, things like that out, but if you have pets or kids and they were to jump on top of this lid, they're more than likely going to fall through. I tested this out by putting a 15-pound dumbbell on top and it was able to hold that, but when I moved up to the 25-pounder, it fell right through the lid. Now there are some additional accessories that you can check out on their website, and I'll post an affiliate link in the description below that'll save you some money if you decide to purchase one of these or any of the products that the Pod Company offers. It won't cost you anything extra and it really helps to support the channel. Now, last thing I'll mention, it does come with a little repair kit if you were to accidentally puncture the ring or any part of the pod, and there is a 1-year warranty. Now let's go ahead, hop in the Plunge, and talk about the user experience. So the first thing that I really like is how you don't need anything additional to get in and out. It's about 2 feet, so it's super easy to climb in and out without any stairs or anything like that. It's definitely a bit more sturdy, which I expected now that the water's inside. The 3 layers, I feel padded. It's spacious, it's comfy, and there's definitely enough room for me to dunk and go fully underwater, which I feel is important when it comes to cold plunging. I would say my favorite thing about this, though, is the amount of space that's in here. So we host a lot. We do a lot of double dates, contrast therapy type of things. And we're definitely going to be able to get in here together, my wife and I. We're definitely going to be able to have friends get in here together. A lot of the friends we have over here have never cold plunged before. And we come from a place where we first learned to cold plunge was a gym that everyone would get in the tub together, which was really cool because that community and companionship is so important when it comes to cold plunging, and to really make that first experience memorable and make you want to do it all again. So this is great, and I'm impressed. When it comes to draining the pod, it comes with an expandable hose that you can hook right up to the bottom connection, and when it drops below the depth of that bottom connection, there's a plug right at the bottom of the pod to get out anything that's left. Without any sort of sanitation, and depending on how hardcore you are when it comes to usage, I'd expect to change the water out every 1 to 2 weeks if you're in here consistently. To wrap this all up, I honestly don't really see any negatives with this setup. I think it's a low risk way to get into cold plunging, but also a super solid setup for the everyday plunger. The quality's great, and I love that with minimum space, you can bring this pretty much anywhere with you and set it up wherever you want. I'm really excited to get this worked into date nights. I know that we're gonna have a lot of fun, make some really cool memories with this pod. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow along, and I'll see you next time.